Most people, including me, believe that you need money to make money, and that belief alone keeps millions stuck because it's simply not true. If you don't understand how to generate income without capital, you'll spend years waiting for that perfect situation while other people start immediately and move ahead permanently because they don't have anything to wait around for. And today I'm going to show you exactly how people start generating income with zero. No capital, no investors, no assets. Just a real execution system. This is part of a 4-video series where I explain how money is made. My name is Taha and I spent years as a successful investor generating 6-figure returns and as an entrepreneur with expertise in sales. And after analyzing how people actually begin building wealth, especially those who start with nothing, one pattern is very clear. Most of them did not start with resources and capital. They started by solving real-world problems for people who could pay. And today I'm going to show you exactly how you can use that system. Most people believe their biggest limitation is money. They think if I just had capital, I could start something big. I could start my own business. I could start investing. But in the early stages of building income, money is rarely the bottleneck. Your real bottlenecks are different. Lack of skills, lack of clarity, lack of action, and lack of exposure to real-world problems. You have to understand something very important. Money doesn't magically create value. Money only amplifies what already works. There's so many people who get $1 million like the lottery winners, and they don't retire, they lose it all because they don't even know how to make money from money. The one rule is money amplifies what you're already doing. And if someone has no ability to solve a problem, giving them capital doesn't fix anything. But if someone understands how to solve a problem, they can generate income without any capital. So when you start with zero money, your strategy becomes simple. Use effort, learning speed, and direct problem solving to generate income. When you have no money, you must sell something that requires no upfront cost to produce. And there are only 3 things you can sell immediately. That's it. Your skills, your time applied to solving a problem, or your ability to produce a result for someone else. This means something very important. When you start with zero capital, you're not building a product, you're not investing, you're not starting a traditional company. You're solving problems for people who already have money and need help right now. That's the fastest way to get your first income. And just like everything else in economics, this follows a predictable structure. Belief, behavior, outcome. The belief becomes, I must create value directly and immediately. That belief creates a behavior. You start identifying problems around you. You offer solutions, and then you get paid. You improve your skills, and then you increase your income. And that outcome becomes very powerful because income begins, experience grows, opportunity expands, and most of all, momentum starts building up. And momentum is everything in the early stages because once you prove you can solve a problem, the market will start trusting you and more people are going to start reaching out to you without you even trying. Let's look at some real examples. Imagine a local small business. They have good customers but terrible online reviews. I shouldn't have to tell you that it's going to impact their business, right? They don't have time to respond to feedbacks. They don't have systems to encourage positive reviews, and they don't understand how reputation affects customer decisions. Otherwise, they'll already be doing something about it. Now imagine you approach them and offer something simple. You tell them, I'll respond to the reviews professionally, I'll improve business profile, I'll create a system to encourage satisfied customers to leave reviews. Doing all of this, your cost to start is zero. You can use AI and make it automated, and your actual effort to do this becomes zero too. But if your work helps them attract more customers, that has a real economic value. And because it creates value, they will happily pay you. You just generated income without capital. You sold problem solving. Now I'm gonna give you guys a practical roadmap to create income, but before that, let's jump into the crux of the matter, the most important part of why you guys are here. The zero capital income system. This is your framework, you follow it in order. First, you choose a problem category that pays. You want a problem connected to money because money problems get solved quickly and people pay more for it. Some of the best categories include business growth, sales conversion, marketing visibility, operational efficiency, customer retention. Businesses pay faster than individuals. Always remember that. And also understand, I'm not just telling you what to do, but I'm also telling you where exactly to focus on. Once you have identified your problem area, you pick one monetizable skill within that problem area. You don't need 10 skills, you need one skill that produces a measurable outcome, especially in the early stages. Some skills that can be learned quickly are video editing, social media management, lead research, email outreach, website optimization, local SEO setups, appointment settings, automation. They're low, just pick one. Learn the basics and apply it immediately. Speed matters more than perfection. And if you think some of these are outdated or too saturated, think again. Just walk across your neighborhood. Look at all the shops and small businesses around. Look at their Google reviews. See what they're doing. Look at their YouTube. Look at their social media marketing. And you'll realize that there's so many people still in the market who are not doing the right thing, who don't know what the right process is. And you can be the person that reaches out to them. Once a business becomes too big, they start cutting out their smaller billables. You need to capture those smaller billables. Okay, so now we have the skill. What are you going to do next? We're going to find people who already have that problem. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is building something and hoping people want it instead of actually finding an existing pain. Look where the problem is. Places like local businesses, communities, LinkedIn, freelancer marketplace. Whenever you see a visible inefficiency, you are looking at an opportunity. All right, now we have identified our clients. What are we going to do next? We're going to offer a specific result. We're not just going to say, I offer services. Instead, we're going to say, we help you get this specific results. I help local gyms get more customer reviews in 30 days, or I help companies organize customer data. Specific outcomes make selling much easier because people understand exactly what they're paying for, and it sets an expectations for the results. Okay, so now we've identified our clients, we've found the problem, we've gotten the skill. Now we do outreach and we make it simple. Your message should follow a simple structure. First, identify the problem. Second, show that you noticed it. Third, offer a possible improvement. And fourth, suggest a quick conversation. That's it. Short, quick, and easy. People are busy and there's too much spam out there already. I'll give you an example of an email. Hi, I noticed that you have great customers but very low reviews. I help local businesses increase their reviews and help them build their online reputation. Would you be up for a quick 10-minute chat? That's it. Quick, simple, and easy. We don't need any complicated pitches, especially on the first outreach. All right, now you've reached out to your clients. What are you going to do next? You're going to deliver measurable results. Let me be clear. We're not chasing perfection. Most people spend too much time chasing perfection. Our goal is creating impact. Even a small value is still value generated. And once you have created a successful result, everything becomes easier because now you have proof, and proof adds credibility. And credibility brings the market to you, and you stop chasing customers. Now, finally, this is one step that people don't mention and don't even think about, but it's very important, which is you start increasing your prices gradually. As you're getting more and more customers and your measurable results are improving, you need to start increasing your prices, because what most people do is they stay too low for too long and then they start becoming exhausted of what they're doing. Your income should grow as your results are growing. It's going to increase your confidence, it's going to increase your pricing, and it's going to increase your income, and it's going to motivate you to do even better results for your customer. Okay, so now let's talk about the practical roadmap for you to follow. All right, week 1, you choose a skill, you learn the basics, and then you start searching for businesses with problems and what those problems are. And then you try to find a niche that requires those skills. Week number 2, identify 50 clients, 50. Nothing below that. And then you reach out to them every day until you have set out appointments for them for the next coming week. Week number 3, you already have set up those appointments. You have a conversation with your customers, and then you give them simple, fast solutions that have some kind of result. And week number 4 and 5, you start delivering on those results and you start getting paid. Simple as that. 1 month and 1 week is all you need to start earning income. Once you do that, you use your remaining 3 weeks of your second month to refine your process, make it faster, more efficient, more easier for you to do. And by month 3, you're starting to get results. You have already worked on improving your efficiency, and you can start slowly charging more. This is not theory. This is how people actually start. Guys, once you start making money by solving problems directly, something changes in your mind. Money is gonna stop becoming this mystery, and you're gonna start seeing mechanisms more clearly. Problem, solution, value, payment. You can see that everywhere around you, and you'll start noticing that once you understand everything in this video. And then you stop waiting for permissions, you stop waiting for perfect conditions, you stop waiting for resources and capital, and you start doing. You become more economically active and you start building wealth. Now you understand how to generate income from nothing, but income doesn't generate wealth. There's so many people that are making very high income, but they're not wealthy individuals and they're stuck. And the biggest reason for that is they don't convert their income into assets and investments. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to turn income into long-term wealth through reinvestment, compounding, and asset building. I'll see you guys in the next video.